Courtney and I broke up a few weeks ago, and this is a difficult weekend where she's out at the house, she's packing her stuff up, and she's moving out. So I'm going to go, and she's going to be gone. Like, every trace of her is going to be gone. And regardless of how the relationship ended or what happened, grieving that change is difficult. I mean, we both really care about each other. We were both a really significant part of each other's lives, and I hope one day again we can be, and so I'm dealing with that and trying to figure out how to sit with the emotions and like be in that discomfort and not run away from it. And it's really hard, but I know I need to feel it now, because if I don't feel it now, I'm going to feel it 10 times worse later. And I'm trying to figure out how to like move and feel comfortable. So I went for a long walk this morning. I'm trying to be active and do things because that makes me feel kind of more alive and more okay. And it helps kind of work that grief through the body. And I'm also trying to connect with people. And it's easy to connect with people in unhealthy ways, but I'm trying to find people that I can talk to and share with and do activities with and like build a stronger sense of community, because I've really lacked that getting out. So this morning, a buddy of mine from prison messaged me and said, "Hey man, I'm struggling. Like, will you come down and see me?" And I appreciate him reaching out. It means a lot to know that he values my friendship or values my presence in his life, because I know how important that is for me. Like, me being able to show up for somebody else is the same thing as them showing up for me. Like, if I go down there and I talk to him and help him, it's going to help me. And vice versa. If I go down there and kind of like dump all my stuff out and we talk about it, it's going to help him. And that idea of like brotherhood and camaraderie and community, I really learned in prison. I didn't ever have that before. You know, I had female friends and I had different kind of things. I had guys that I did activities with, but I didn't have people that I really kind of like opened up to. I didn't really know how to like make that connection. I didn't know how to be a friend, and I didn't know how to like have friends and have that community. So I was so grateful for that. And those learning lessons over the years, because I wouldn't have expected to go to prison and learn about friendship or camaraderie or community, but I did. And I think there's an element of that kind of common bond and that common challenge and that common difficulty. And I had somebody reach out this morning and say, "Hey, you know, I really appreciate you sharing this stuff, and it's so powerful. You know, I got out of the military and I was struggling with reentry myself, and I'm glad that you're reaching out to your friend, because, you know, the power of brotherhood is just incomparable to anything else." And it is. It's like finding people in that common experience. So whether it's like single parents getting together, or, you know, military veterans getting together, or people who have been in prison getting together, people who've had that common struggle, man, it just means so much. And it's so funny because I got out, there are people that I haven't talked to in 20 years, but that I was really close to 20 years ago. And it's kind of like, oh, well, we must have grown apart. Like, what would we possibly have in common? But with some of these people, it's just like that. We just pick right back up and we're close again because we have that shared experience and we know each other, like the core of each other. And we've both changed and kind of developed, or, you know, gone through whatever over these past years. That core of ourselves is still there, that core goodness or that core insecurity or that core whatever, and being able to find that person that like sees me and validates me and I can do that for them is so meaningful. And I think we've lost the focus on community. I think we've lost the focus on interconnectedness. And we're really good at like getting together for football on Sunday, or really getting together for some things, but we're not really good at like getting together to support one another. And that's who I want to be. I want to be the person who can show up and support another person. And I want to find the people in my life who can show up and support me. We can just go out and do good things in the world. And it's really just like living our best life and doing the next right thing. It doesn't have to be a constant therapy session. It doesn't have to be a thing about pity. It's a thing about like connection and activity and going through things together and realizing that we are not alone. Because that was, I think, the most fundamental lonely feeling I had was when I was in prison, or even before, when I'd be surrounded by people, but I felt no sense of connection. So I was alone in a crowded room, and man, there is no feeling worse than that.